You waited by your computer until midnight for the concert tickets to go on sale. It's time. You reach into your wallet and pull out a card. But is it a debit card or a credit card? And why should you care? Does it matter? Understanding the differences between these two can make a big difference for your financial health. A debit card might seem like the safer, simpler choice. It's just your own money after all. But a credit card offers extra flexibility and benefits. The choice isn't just about preference. Let's start with debit cards. A debit card is a lot like putting your hand in your pocket and pulling out cash. It's essentially a direct line to your checking account. When you use it, money is immediately deducted from your account. It's straightforward, no borrowing, just using the money you already have. Whether you're buying groceries, paying bills, or withdrawing cash from an ATM, it's your own money you're spending. So why choose debit? There's a clear connection between your spending and your available balance, which makes it easier to manage your finances and avoid overspending. There's no interest because you're not borrowing from anyone. It's not a loan, just your money. Now, what about credit cards? Imagine you didn't have the money up front to pay for those concert tickets. A credit card lets you buy now and pay later. It's just like a short-term loan. You don't take money out of your account immediately. Instead, you get a monthly bill. You can pay the full amount or just a portion, but remember, there's also interest. Any part of the bill left unpaid gets interest added every month. How much is this penalty? Rather than a flat fee, it's a percentage of the unpaid bill. Let's be clear. When you buy something with a credit card, you've taken out a loan and are now in debt. The terms of this loan are terrible, as high as 30%. So, if credit cards are such a ripoff, why use them? Credit cards do come in handy for larger purchases, where you don't have that much cash on hand. They also help you build your credit score. More on that later. Can you see the big difference here? The source of funds. Debit cards draw directly from your bank account, meaning you're spending your own money. You can only spend what you have. It's simple and straightforward. No debt, no interest. Meanwhile, a credit card lets you borrow money, which you have to pay back later. This borrowing gives you more flexibility, but also more responsibility. You're essentially spending money you don't have yet, which can be risky if not managed well. With a debit card, you're limited to your actual bank balance, making it easier to control your spending. With a credit card, your spending is temporarily detached from your actual funds, giving you more purchasing power, but also the potential to fall into debt. Let's talk spending limits. With debit cards, it's your bank account balance. Period. End of story. If you have $500 in your account, that's your cap. If you try to spend more, your transaction will be declined unless you have overdraft protection, which might come with hefty fees. Credit cards, however, have a preset limit, which could be significantly higher than what you have in your bank account. These little plastic cards give you spending power, but don't forget, debt as well until you pay it off. We're big on spending limits here at Socratica. We're always looking for ways to get the job done frugally. One big reason is because we have patrons who support us on Patreon. We're not going to waste their money that they trusted us with. If you'd like to join these amazing people who make our work possible, visit patreon.com/Socratica. It's another way to be smart with your money. Your choice between debit and credit has greater impact than you might imagine. It can also affect your credit score. We're dedicating a whole video to explaining what is a credit score, so make sure you're subscribed for that. But for now, let's just say it's a number that banks use to decide whether they can trust you with a loan. Debit card use does not affect your credit score because you're not borrowing money. Using your credit card is a lot like taking out a loan, so it makes sense that this plays a role in your credit score. Paying your credit card bill on time and keeping your balance low can boost your score. Miss a payment or max out your card, and your score can take a hit. A good credit score opens doors to better loan rates, lower insurance premiums, and sometimes even job opportunities. Are there any benefits to choosing a debit card? Yes, there are several. There's no risk of falling into debt. You're using your own money, so no interest or fees, as long as you stay within your balance. Using your debit card makes it easier to manage your spending because you can't spend what you don't have. This simplicity is a huge plus, especially if you're sticking to a strict budget. But debit cards aren't perfect. They offer limited fraud protection compared to credit cards. If your debit card is stolen, getting your money back can be a hassle. Debit cards don't help you build your credit score either. And if you spend more than what's in your account, you might face overdraft fees. Sometimes merchants like hotels or car rentals might place a hold on your funds, temporarily limiting your balance. These are important things to keep in mind when deciding whether a debit card is the best choice for a particular purchase. Now, why might credit cards be better? They can help you build credit history, which is important when you are applying for a loan to buy a car or a house. Credit cards also offer better fraud protection and often come with rewards or cashback programs. Many cards provide benefits like travel insurance, purchase protection, and extended warranties. They're useful for financing large purchases over time, provided you manage your payments wisely. Credit cards seem like a pretty sweet deal, right? Great rewards, fraud protection, building your credit score. It almost sounds too good to be true. Here's the catch. The credit card companies want you to use their cards a lot. They've made it all too easy to overspend because it doesn't exactly feel like real money. The more you swipe, the more they hope you'll struggle to pay it off. Why? Because that's where they make their money. High interest rates mean anything you don't pay off equals way more money for them. So, while credit cards offer fantastic perks, they require discipline. Sometimes there is no perfect choice. For example, when it comes to your privacy, neither debit cards nor credit cards offer much protection. Both leave a digital trail. Companies and governments can monitor your purchases. They know what you're buying, where you're buying it, and often even why. If you value your privacy and want to keep your transactions discreet, cash is still the best option. It's untraceable and leaves no digital footprint. Here's a compromise. You don't have to choose just one. You could use a debit card for everyday expenses, small purchases, and ATM withdrawals. This helps you stick to your budget and avoid debt. Credit cards can be great for larger purchases, travel expenses, and emergencies. Plus, you get those reward points. Finally, some tips for responsible use. For debit cards, regularly monitor your account balance. Set up alerts for low balances, and maintain a buffer to avoid overdraft fees. Check your statements frequently to catch any unauthorized transactions early. For credit cards, monitor your spending and stay within your budget. Avoid carrying a balance if possible, as interest can quickly negate any rewards you earn. Finally, keep an eye on your credit report. We'll talk more about how to influence your credit score in another video. Please subscribe. Your financial health depends on knowing when and how to use each card effectively. Credit or debit, it's not just about convenience. It's about choosing the right tool for your finances. That's smart money. Just one more thing. If you want to #learn more about $finance, you can find extras on our website, Socratica.com. Quizzes, bonus materials, other helpful things.